During 1989, the sight of pineapples ripening in Costa Rica or the sound of shares trading on the Tokyo Stock Exchange didn't make that much difference to investors following the fate of Pollypeck International. But by the end of the year, they had to give the growing fields of Central America and the Japanese electronics industry their undivided attention. For last year saw PPI make two bold and imaginative moves to expand the potential of its major profit centers. The food division gained world status by acquiring the fresh fruit business of Del Monte, and the electronics division became a powerful force in international audio and video by purchasing the Sansui Electric Company. In just a few months, the acquisition of these two major brand names gave PPI a brand new image. The food empire that became Del Monte started out supplying the early Western pioneers and miners of the California gold rush. By 1891, a conglomerate of packing and preserving companies adopted a logo so successful that Del Monte has since become a worldwide household name. One of a handful of established trademarks that has changed little throughout the years, and a brand name of world stature that has always been backed up by stylish and characteristic advertising. In last year's sell-off of Del Monte's trading operations, PPI acquired the whole of the fresh fruit business. A look at the major features of this purchase shows that today, Del Monte's operations are among the most dynamic and well-managed in the world, an ideal acquisition for the food division of Pollypeck International. One of Del Monte's oldest trading relationships involves pineapples and Hawaii. The story is an excellent example of how to develop both the source and the market. This old botanic garden has some of the earliest specimens of a fruit that fascinated the adventurers who first discovered it in Brazil. Its transportation, cultivation and introduction as a dessert fruit for the tables of Europe and North America eventually led to these vast pineapple plantations, which have grown to supply an ever-increasing demand. This popular fruit is now harvested round the clock, and market demand means that it has to be cultivated throughout the year. Daily flights from Hawaii supply the supermarkets that serve today's Californian settlers. And for Americans, the fruit even cuts a dash as a special delicacy: jet fresh pineapples, packaged for consumers as far away as Boston. Marketing fresh fruit around the world successfully means getting your sources as close to your markets as possible. This logic means that pineapple and banana plantations in the Philippines now supply the rapidly expanding markets of Tokyo and Hong Kong, where the marketplace is as diversified as those who go shopping. Hong Kong consumers still favor their local stores as much as their supermarket chains, and Del Monte has catered to all of these retail possibilities for decades. As the wealth of this hemisphere has accelerated, the demand for fruit has not just increased in volume. The prospering public also responds to the sort of innovations that make life easier. The thinking behind this Japanese packaging is a good example of how fresh fruit will be consumed in the 90s. Arriving in the port of Yokohama just 6 days after being picked in the Philippines, each fruit is immediately peeled and cored at the rate of 1 per second. In a hygienically monitored environment, with a capacity for vacuum packing that will soon reach 20,000 per day, fresh enough to state its pack date, the shape of fruits to come. Costa Rica is Central America's most sophisticated and stable economy. Not exactly a banana republic. But bananas are big business to its mature agricultural industry. And here again, Del Monte has a long-established trading pattern. Guatemala, alongside Costa Rica, also produces a large percentage of what has become the world's favorite fruit. The vertical integration here is ideal. Del Monte owns the land, plants the seedlings, cultivates the crop, harvests the fruit, packages it, and takes it to market. And it is not by chance that these plantations supply the United States, the largest fresh fruit market there is. From Central America, Del Monte ships transport into 5 of the busiest ports in the northern continent. The docks at Camden, on the Atlantic seaboard, are a good example of the type of facilities that serve the eastern industrial and urban complexes, such as New York City and Philadelphia. The acquisition of the fresh fruit business of Del Monte has been recognized as a perfect fit with the food division at PPI that negotiated so hard to win it. Their sourcing, trading, and marketing around the world have now been seen by financial analysts as an ideal overlay of operations, with any overlap creating useful synergies, and there is no clash in the range of produce. Added to Del Monte's strengths in pineapples and bananas is a food division with a wide experience in sourcing and marketing, and 2 well-established brand names of its own, Sunzest and Maynard. It has world renown for top-grade citrus, with a wealth of experience in the orchards of the Mediterranean. For example, producing fruit like these Sunzest mandarins from Spain, or these grapefruit and lemons from Maynard in Turkey, or premier quality oranges like these from northern Cyprus. The food division also owns the state-of-the-art packing facilities of Unipack, one of its most profitable subsidiaries. Integrating Del Monte into the food division of PPI has been made easier by their shared goals and objectives. Each has pioneered its own standards for grading produce and has implemented strict controls over the use of pesticides and fertilizers. They share the desire to continue progress in the vertical integration of supply, and together will explore and extend the range of produce offered, and will source it year-round on a truly global basis. All of this can now be achieved from all the major continents which grow to all the major markets which buy. The brand name of Del Monte adds a premium to all produce marketed by PPI, as well as improving the food division's purchasing power. And the range offered to the consumer has increased. PPI now supplies the world's markets with vegetables, rice, dried fruits, juices, concentrates, pulses, and nuts, plus an expanding range of premier quality fresh fruit. This, on top of an ability to guarantee outlets for its produce through its own wholly owned distributors, now makes PPI one of the 3 largest players in the world of fresh produce today. The search for brand recognition by the electronics division was not the result of just 1 year's business activities. PPI has been developing a market intelligence in this arena for some years, and already has a presence right at the nucleus of world electronics excellence, the Far East. With a network of long-established contacts and acknowledged respect for producing top-quality goods, PPI was well placed to recognize the business potential of the Sansui Electric Company. By the end of 1989, it was fully in place to purchase the majority shareholding. Many Western analysts were surprised and encouraged by the welcome given to PPI, as it broke down barriers to a business community supposedly hostile to foreign intervention. The deal gives PPI the controlling interest of a company quoted on the world's major investment market, the Tokyo Stock Exchange. As a leader in audio research and development, the electronics house of Sansui has a track record of early innovations in amplifier and transformer design and more recent patents in compact disc laser technology. With head offices in Tokyo and its major manufacturing plant in Japan's industrial center of Fukushima, Sansui is an ideal vehicle for developing and marketing PPI's own electronics products into the 90s. Sansui brings several important and immediate trading advantages. There is guaranteed access to Japan's domestic market for consumer electronics, a ready-made distribution network in Asia, Europe and the USA as an outlet for products, and an important licensing agreement with JVC to manufacture and distribute video cassette recorders. Sansui is an upmarket name with a reputation for excellence and sophistication. A brand name of this caliber gives PPI the chance of realizing exceptional synergies within its own expanding electronics division, which is one of the best positioned and most versatile electronics groups trading today. In 1989, the division's program of commitment to low-cost and efficient manufacturing facilities could be seen in action around the globe. Under the name of Capetronic, already widely known in the industry, 2 factories have opened up in Malaysia, with a third to be operational later in 1990. These will meet the continuing demand for turntables and the still expanding call for compact disc players and cassette decks, as well as providing a complete range of audio components and competitively priced music centers. Capetronic individually designs and manufactures all of these products for leading high street brand names. This type of supply is known as OEM, Original Equipment Manufacturing, and is also a major source of branded products for other companies within the division. For example, last year saw Vestel in Turkey not only significantly increase its own output, but also start to export color televisions and audio products to Imperial Electronics in Italy, just as it does microwave ovens to Russell Hobbs in Britain, both operations within the group. Developing the production of essential components is an important step in enhancing vertical integration. This greenfield site at Çorlu in Turkey is a good example. It will soon accommodate a factory to manufacture color television tubes in an important joint venture between Vestel and a division of Thomson Consumer Electronics of France. 1989 also saw Vestel extend its manufacture of what the industry calls white goods. These household electrical items like microwave ovens and washing machines are already being produced at the Manisa plant and doing well in the Turkish domestic market, with refrigerators soon to join the range. Another expanding source of profit for the division is the OEM of computer peripherals, which increased output by almost half again in 1989. These Capetronics operations in Taiwan now produce close to 1 million monitors for the very best names in world computing. An unsurpassable client list, which endorses a reputation for quality, innovation, and competitive cost. A formula now being repeated at Vestel, where a facility to expand the production of monitors is currently under construction. And at Fremont in California's Silicon Valley, a state-of-the-art factory to design and produce monitors for the highly significant US market will be fully operational by mid-1990. So the extended manufacturing base of its electronics division once again underlines PPI's strategy of thinking globally in order to minimize market vulnerability. Such a diversity of sources ensures the company's potential to supply quality products worldwide on a consistent basis and at truly competitive prices. In 1989, the takeover of Sansui also provided the catalyst of a world-class brand name. Financial analysts predict that those diverse businesses grouped under the term leisure will be a significant growth industry in the 1990s. With more of the world's population having more time to dispose of more of its hard-earned income, the leisure division of PPI is well placed to profit. Currently, its operations center around Cyprus and Turkey, where PepsiCo's Pizza Hut franchise will soon expand its number of outlets to 5. The luxury 1,000-bed Voyager Hotel on the spectacular southern coast of Antalya is to be managed by the Sheraton Group and will soon be open for the 1990 season, Its architectural features reflect a sense of integration with the local environment, missing in the majority of modern holiday constructions, justifying the claim that this will be known as one of the finest hotels in the Eastern Mediterranean. Today, people are more inclined to indulge themselves, and where better to relax and take a break than in northern Cyprus. Here, 5-star service is already available at the Palm Beach in Famagusta, the first operational in a chain of luxury hotels. Holiday apartments at the Girne View are now fully booked, and spacious and tranquil accommodation at the Jasmine Court will be open this season. This last undiscovered and uncluttered corner of the Mediterranean is still full of the haunting mementos of 3,000 years of European history. The Greco-Roman ruins of Salamis, the early monasteries and cathedrals, the Crusader castles, the Venetian and Ottoman fortified cities, and the religious symbols of Christian and Muslim influence. Northern Cyprus lends a feeling of the space and time to enjoy them all. It also possesses scenery as nature intended, with cool green mountains, unspoilt villages, and long, hot beaches with more pure sand and surf than people. PPI's leisure division shares the strategy of global expansion with the rest of the company and is now poised to match its performance. With vast changes in the dynamics of world politics, any forward-looking company must be alert and responsive. As physical and conceptual barriers collapse in Eastern Europe, any future improvement in the standard of living implies an increased demand for the very goods that the group supplies. The food division already has well-established trading relations with Eastern Bloc countries, and the electronics division is ready to supply the inevitable demands that accompany democratic freedom. PPI is also considering further investment in other emerging nations. There are countries in Asia, like Thailand and Malaysia, and the vast potential of South American nations such as Brazil, where there are opportunities for all of the group's activities. Such developing countries have a sound enough infrastructure to justify prudent investment. Successful companies will always have to care about profit, but not at any expense. The proper husbandry of resources that leads to successful trading means caring for people and their environment as well. And here PPI is driven by its own standards, with an extensive program of providing hospitals and the medical staff to care for a whole workforce, and organizing an educational system through employing teachers and building the schools for the very communities which generate its wealth. A program to be proud of. From the nations with whom it trades to the customers it serves, PPI relies on the strategies of global sourcing and integration to enhance the value of its shareholders' investments and further its commitment to growth on a global scale.